James rescued a little girl lost on the street, searching for her parents, and brought her to his ailing mother's home, where she lay bedridden. But when he returned after work, he stood frozen, stunned by what he witnessed, a moment that would change his life forever. The first week of December draped Boston in a gentle chill. The air carried the crisp scent of approaching winter, laced with the anticipation of holidays. James drove along Commonwealth Avenue in his car, savoring the rare quiet of early morning. The streets were still asleep, allowing him to cruise slowly, admiring the silhouettes of brownstones veiled in fresh snow. These moments were precious, calm before the city's rush, when thoughts flowed freely. But then, something caught his eye, a flash of orange, nearly buried in snow. An odd instinct made him ease off the gas. He pulled over and stepped out, unsure what tugged at his gut. As he approached, his breath caught. Huddled in the snow was a small girl in an orange snowsuit. James knelt, brushing snow from her clothes. "What are you doing out here?" he asked softly. The girl, about 7 years old, didn't answer. Her cheeks were red from the cold, her mittens crusted with ice. She shivered, murmuring, "It's hot. I want to take off my coat. Can I have water?" James scooped up a handful of clean snow and held it to her lips. "This is snow. It'll melt in your mouth," he said, watching her wide gray eyes light up with surprise. "Where's your mom?" he asked gently. The girl's brow furrowed, her gaze confused. "We were on a bus. Dad said we were playing hide and seek. I looked for him, but I couldn't find him. I'm tired," she whispered. James noticed her knit cap was soaked through. He made a decision. "I'll take you to my place. You'll warm up, have some tea, and we'll find your mom." He lifted her gently and carried her to his car. "Don't fall asleep, okay? I'm James." "What's your name?" he asked, buckling her into the back seat and cranking the heater. "Lily," she mumbled, hugging herself. As the car moved, Lily gazed at the city lights flickering outside and said, "It's cozy in here." James smiled. "Just a regular car, but it's warmer than outside." On the drive, Lily perked up, swaying to the soft music James played. "My dad never plays music, but Mom and I listen to bedtime stories on the radio," she shared. "What's your favorite story?" James asked. "The Gingerbread Man. He tricks everyone," she said with a grin. James chuckled. "Are you as clever as him?" "No," she shook her head, "but Mom says I'm smart." At James's apartment, the air was heavy with the scent of medicine and silence, a reminder of his mother's illness. Lily wrinkled her nose. "Smells like a hospital. My mom's recovering from an accident," James explained, unlacing her wet boots. "We have a nurse to help." He led Lily to the kitchen, setting a plate of pancakes with syrup in front of her. "Eat, drink some tea, get warm," he said, watching her eagerly spread syrup on a pancake. While Lily ate, James brought her a pair of wool gloves. "They're big, but they'll keep you warm." Holding a pancake, Lily asked, "You don't have kids?" James paused. "Not yet, but someday." She frowned. "My dad says kids are trouble, especially girls." Anger flared in James, but he kept his tone steady. "Your dad's wrong." The kitchen door opened, and Nina, the nurse caring for James's mother, stepped in, her eyes red from exhaustion. "Who's this?" she asked, glancing at Lily. "This is Lily. She's staying for a bit," James said. Nina sighed. "Your mom didn't sleep again. Her blood pressure's high. She just dozed off." James nodded. "Nina, I need to step out. Can you watch Lily? She's exhausted." Nina smiled at the girl. "Do you like baths?" Lily nodded, her face brightening. Outside, James breathed in the crisp air, trying to shake the stifling weight of his home. His mother's illness had turned his life into endless caregiving. A year ago, after her accident, he'd done everything. Hired a nurse, top doctors, but she wasn't getting better. His phone buzzed. "James, it's your mother's doctor," a calm voice said. "Her hip fracture has healed perfectly, but she's not walking. I suspect it's psychological. Sometimes people cling to being cared for, to the attention." James froze. "You're saying she's faking?" "Not exactly," the doctor replied. "It might be subconscious. Talk to a therapist." Back home at lunch, James found Lily napping. Nina confirmed she was fine. He shared the doctor's words. "He thinks Mom doesn't want to recover." Nina nodded. "It happens. People get used to being the patient." James's thoughts drifted to his childhood, his mother's coldness, her constant criticism, her control. She'd never shown warmth. and her disapproval had shaped his life. A call from Nina interrupted his memories. "James, come back. Your mom saw Lily and is screaming." He rushed home, hearing crashes. Nina held a tearful Lily as shouts came from his mother's room. James stormed in. His mother, standing, was throwing objects, yelling, "Get that filthy girl out." "Mom, you're walking?" James asked sharply. She froze, stammering excuses. "Enough," he snapped. "Nina, give her a sedative." In the kitchen, he hugged Lily. "It's okay. I'm sorry about my mom." Lily sobbed. "I don't want to go home." Dad yells at Mom, hits her. He says he didn't want a girl. James's fists clenched, but he said softly, "You're not to blame, Lily. We'll find your mom." He found a number sewn into her snowsuit and called. A woman's voice trembled. "Where's my daughter?" James explained, "I found Lily on the street. She's safe." After a tense pause, she agreed to come. When the door opened, James froze. It was Mia, his first love. "You," he gasped. Mia, trembling, asked, "Where's Lily?" He led her to the sleeping girl. Mia knelt, tears streaming as she touched her daughter's hair. Alone, she confessed. Her parents forced her to marry Andrew, who turned cruel. "He hit me, hated Lily," she said. "And I think Lily might be yours." James reeled. "Why didn't you tell me?" "I was scared," she whispered. Mia revealed Andrew had left Lily in a park, claiming she was lost. James vowed, "You're staying here. I won't let him hurt you." His mother, Irene, stormed in, furious. "You'd abandon me for them?" James stood firm. "This is my home, Mom. You lied to me for a year. Leave if you don't like it." Irene admitted she'd sabotaged his past with Mia, convincing her family to marry her off to Andrew. "You're not worthy of my son," she spat. James countered, "You ruined everything yourself." Mia embraced Lily, who woke and clung to her. James said, "We're a family now." The next day, they started divorce proceedings. Andrew threatened, but James stood his ground. The court process was grueling, but truth prevailed. The marriage was dissolved, and Andrew was barred from approaching Mia or Lily. One evening, Irene returned, looking weary. "I want to apologize," she said. "I was selfish, controlling. A therapist helped me see my loneliness drove my actions." James hesitated, but listened. She continued, "I want to be a mother, a grandmother." Lily, sitting nearby, smiled and hugged her. "Will you be a good grandma?" Irene, tearful, nodded. Time passed, and Irene made efforts, helping Mia and playing with Lily. One night at dinner, Mia, rubbing her growing belly, said, "Lily's getting a sibling soon." Irene smiled. "I never thought I'd say this, but I'm happy to be here." James nodded. "We're starting fresh, Mom." The family found the warmth it had long lost. Thank you for reading. Share your thoughts, subscribe, and don't miss the next story.